Despite being a poor example of how to handle mental illness in its narrative, one thing that psychological thriller game Martha is Dead did right was to offer gamers the option to have warnings for sensitive content in their playthroughs, with the option to skip that content if they wished. The Ultra Deluxe edition of the Stanley Parable includes a similar option as part of its accessibility options. But what are content warnings? Why are they important? And what do they have to do with accessibility? Hi everyone, I'm Phil, and you're watching Uncapped Gaming. It's Mental Health Awareness Month in May, and as a team we're raising money for gaming mental health charity Safe in Our World. Check out the links in the description for more information on why, and to find our Tiltify page where you can donate. Content warnings are, simply put, a notice that there is sensitive content or imagery coming up. These can be used everywhere from video games to website articles to social media posts. The kind of sensitive content these warnings can notify a player, viewer, or reader of include topics or imagery relating to eating disorders, sexual violence, self-harm, suicide, discrimination such as homophobia or racism, and more. They do not give further details or spoil the content that is to come, simply advise that such sensitive subjects are coming up and allow people a choice whether to consume it. So why is this important? Firstly, despite the way some media outlets, commentators and politicians have chosen to sensationalize the issue, this is not about censorship. The content warned about remains intact, nor is it simply about people being squeamish or oversensitive. It's about trauma. Someone who's suffered trauma, understandably, does not wish to relive that trauma. Content which covers the kind of trauma that they have experienced can trigger flashbacks, anxiety or panic attacks, or even relapses if the content relates to self-harm, an eating disorder or similar. Content warnings allow people to evaluate for themselves whether they're in a position to consume content about this topic or not, and proceed accordingly. This is where accessibility comes in. Accessibility is about removing the barriers to people, particularly disabled people, from participating, whether in a social event, in a piece of media, or in society in general. The ability to opt into content warnings, and to skip the content if necessary, removes a barrier for people with mental health problems and trauma playing video games, rather than having to suck it and see, putting themselves at risk, or to look up full spoilers for a game and rob themselves of the experience. They can enjoy a game knowing that they will be forewarned of any sensitive content ahead of time and decide for themselves whether to proceed. Hopefully, it's not hard to see the value in this, and the senselessness of either excluding someone from gaming entirely or forcing them to revisit past traumas when there's an easy option to avoid that. Just as we're seeing more and more developers ensure their games are as accessible as possible, recognizing that games should be for everyone, so hopefully we will see content warnings and mental health become a part of that conversation. In turn, ideally, we would see games turn away from cheap tropes about mental illness in their stories, so that's a discussion for another video. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and let us know in the comments what you think. If there's anything you're not sure about on the subject, feel free to ask so we can talk about it. Later this month, we'll be doing charity live streams as part of our fundraising for Safe in Our World. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel to avoid missing out, but please also check the link to our Tiltify page in the description and donate if you can. Thanks very much for watching, and see you next time.